Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me this time. I do apologize, but Restream decided it wasn't going to. Right, it's all right. I've just found that. Right, here we are. Yeah, sorry about that. Restream decided it wasn't going to connect to YouTube, so we've had to reconfigure it again. So here we are. Thank you for joining us. I hope everybody's well. Wherever you're watching from. I see we've got Heidi, Ian, and others in. So thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, today you will see that I am on my own. I'm all on my lonesome. I've been deserted. The space pirates have mutinied, and set me adrift on my own. Now everybody's busy today. It is a school day, so we just hope that everybody can join us later tonight, because of course this is the first of two launches that we'll be covering today. The second will be, of course, the Starship, which is due. The window for the launch is due to open at 11:30 tonight, and we will be covering it. And remember, it's going to be over an hour long, because we'll be covering the launch and the splashdown of the Starship. So I'm just going to pop over to just put this up so that we can see what's going on. It looks as though it's a bit foggy in French Guiana, which is where launch is taken from. And of course, we're looking at this second launch of the Ariane 6. This is the European Space Agency's launch vehicle. Everything depends upon it. Oh, let me just get rid of this. I do apologize for that, for why they're running. We're actually using Launchpad Live for today's stream. Thank you to them. But yes, we're just waiting for everything to launch. And you can see we've got, according to the countdown, we've got about 7 minutes to go. As I said, I apologize for the late start, but technical issues means we couldn't connect to YouTube. But we're here now. So basically, as I said, the Ariane 6 is ESA's answer to basically the Falcon 9, the Vulcan Centaur, the ULA's Vulcan Centaur, Blue Origin's New Glenn, and Rocket Lab's Neutron. Now, it has had a checkered history so far. It has been criticised for the fact that it is not reusable. But ESA's basically their comeback to that is they defend it by saying that this actually gives them an independent launch system for themselves. So they're going to be launching satellites and into several different orbits. You've got LEO, GTO, GEO, SSO, and LTO. We'll talk about those a bit later on. So it's going to be sort of like covering the medium range and the heavy launch systems. Hi, Andy. I can see you've joined us.
Yes, I've rejigged my plans a bit, so I'm able to join you for at least the next 20 minutes.
Fantastic. That's nice. And nice to have some company. So we've got one space pirate with us, so that's good.
Right, let's see who's in.
We've got, there's Heidi.
Hello, Heidi. Nice. Hello, Ian. That's about it at the moment, I think. So welcome. Thank you for joining us for this European Space Agency launch of the Ariane 6. The thing that occurred to me is that there's so much happening over the next week. Yeah. So perhaps we ought to just let our viewers know what's going on.
Yep.
We've got coming up, as Daz said tonight, the 8th test flight of Starship. Then I think the next one is going to be Sphere, isn't it? Sphere X.
Yeah, Sphere X and Punch.
That's early in the morning of the...
On the 5th.
On the 5th, yes. That's going to be really early for us because it's about 3 o'clock in the morning. But we will be here nonetheless, or 4 o'clock in the morning for me, of course. But we will be here nonetheless. And Ian says, is Tom around? No, Tom was going to be here, but unfortunately he's held up in a Zoom meeting, so he hasn't been able to join us this afternoon. Also coming up, we've got the landing of the IM-2 lunar lander, the second lunar lander this week to land on the moon, or at least to attempt to land on the moon. So we've got that coming up on the 6th. I think that's the end of our busy week.
You talk about the landers. Of course, this is a commercial landing, so this is the second commercial landing.
Yes, indeed.
And hopefully it'll be successful. We watched the Blue Ghost the other day, who landed perfectly. And of course, it's kicked off all the conspiracy theorists looking at the photographs, but we'll ignore them. But yes, it was a successful landing. As I said, this launch here is the Ariane 6, and it's the Europeans' answers to a medium launch system and a heavy launch system. So, but it has had a bit of a checker pass, Andy. I mean, there have been some moaning about the fact that none of this is reusable, which is a big disappointment. But as I said, the ESA basically just say, well, it gives them an independent way into space for themselves. And of course, they're also looking at possibly at a later date human rating this, so they'll be able to launch astronauts, because there was talk of them building a capsule to put on top of this, so they could launch their own astronauts and that. So there's a lots to do. This comes in two forms. You've got the Ariane 62 or A62 and the Ariane A64, and basically the difference is the A62 sort of like the medium launch rocket, and the 64 is the heavy launch, which will take heavier payloads and that into space, or into higher orbits and things like that. And the difference, what they do there, is they just put another two boosters on the bottom. On the A62, you got two boosters, solid boosters, and on the 64, you got four. Yes. So, but yes, it's designed to be multitasking. That's the best way to put it. But yeah, so well. Hopefully, this is going to put ESA back in the game. What do you reckon, Andy?
Well, I don't know, because at the end of the day, there are several companies competing for the satellite launch market. SpaceX, obviously, Rocket Lab. So I don't know whether this can put Europe back in the game, because they're going to be. I'm not sure of the exact cost of launching on an Ariane 6, but it's going to be more expensive than SpaceX, certainly, and I'm almost certain more expensive than Rocket Lab as well.
Yeah, just at the cost, an A62, and these are, unfortunately, these are outdated prices.
Yeah.
In 2018, they were talking about 70 million pounds.
Right.
That's also euros per launch, and the 64, the A64, 115 million pounds. So yes, they're hyper expensive.
Yeah.
Without it being reusable, those costs are no way going to come down. They're talking about that. The idea is they, at the moment, with they don't use it now, the Ariane 5. They were looking at 7 launches per year, but that was hard to achieve. Yes. They're looking to up in that to 11 missions per year. I mean, that's still nothing. I mean, compared to SpaceX, it's nothing.
It's nothing.
So,
no, yeah. I just hope that Europe hasn't missed the boat, because the Ariane 6 was delayed for a long time due to one reason or another. And as you were talking about earlier, personally, I believe the mistake that they made was not to go for a reusable launch vehicle, which would bring the price down and be more attractive. So I don't know. I don't know if they really stand a chance of competing.
Yeah, becoming a viable launch system that people are going to want. I mean, as you said, reusable. You've got the SpaceX Falcon 9. The boosters are recoverable there, and the fairings and stuff like that. The Blue Origins, the booster's going to be reusable, that's going to be brought back, and once it's all certified.
Ian has just said no reusable tech. Then absolutely not, Ian. The whole thing is disposable. Nothing is being reused. So I think this. Okay, so you have to remember, between the time a rocket is first conceived and the time it flies, there's a long process that they have to go through to design the rocket, build it, test it. And when they originally designed the Ariane 6, reusability wasn't really a thing because the design goes back, several years. And, perhaps they weren't to know then that reusable technology in the form of what SpaceX does would be possible. So, we can't really blame them for not going for a reusable design. If they had, got it on schedule, then maybe things would have been different. But in actual fact, I was reading not so long ago that Europe are already planning to ditch the Ariane 6 in favor of a reusable rocket. And they've three companies designing a new reusable European launcher. But what will become of that, we will have to wait and see. So we're now looking at what, 5 minutes before launch?
I'm clocking 7 minutes.
Okay, it says 19 on the clock. It's meant to be 16:24.
Let me just check that we're on.
Just make sure that we've got that up to date. There's no countdown on the clock yet, which makes me think that perhaps there's a delay. I don't know. We'll have to.
Well, I've got my countdown to launch is 7 minutes. Oh, hang about. Sorry, 7 hours.
Oh, I think I know why.
Have they put it back?
Yes, they have. It's now 7 hours to launch, so they've delayed it.
Oh, okay then. Well, that was. It's probably better because you can see we can hardly see it through.
There's no activity. So 7 hours. So what does that put us at?
That puts us at 11 o'clock. That will clash with Starship.
Yes, it will. So what we will do, viewers, is keep, because who knows, even Starship may be delayed. If it turns out that there are two flights happening at the same time, we will be covering the Starship launch, because I think that's the one most people would want to watch. So there has been a delay launching the Ariane 6. It's been put back 7 hours, and we will cover it if it doesn't clash with Starship. So I don't think there's a lot of point of us hanging around today, Daz.
not for 7 hours.
No, we're not going to sit here boring you.
I totally misread that. I was just all having a quick look, and I thought, oh, 7, that's 7 minutes. I thought, no, that's not. That's hours.
So we are looking.
Okay, then, right. Well, we apologise on behalf of ESA. I mean, not only we were late starting due to technical difficulties, so we know how hard it is to get these things launched. We can't even launch a program on time. It was just one of those things. So I do apologize, everybody. We will as we said, this is going to look now as though it was going to clash with Starship, so we will be covering the Starship.
Well, if they launch on time, hang on, just let me have a look here. If they launch on time with the Ariane, that's in 7 hours 8 minutes now, which will make it. I'm on the wrong time zone anyway. So
it's 4 o'clock now, so that'll be 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock. What is it? So
it's 4:22 now. So that'll be 4:30. So yes, 11:30. And
that's literally at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So they are at the same time. So I think we're not going to be able to bring you the launch of Ariane 6 today, because we will be covering the Starship. However, keep tuned to the channel. We will update the time as necessary on the live streams, because we never know, Starship may be delayed. We don't know what's happening yet. So join us anyway later if you can. We'd love to see you, and keep your eye on the channel to see how the timings are developing for both missions. So from Daz and myself this afternoon, sorry you've had a bit of a wasted time watching us, but circumstances obviously well beyond our control. this is space after all, and as we always say, space is hard. So there we are. So we'll see you later on this evening, viewers. Thank you for being with us today, and we will bid you a very good afternoon. So
yeah, thank you very much. Anyway, sorry about the delay.
Bye.